1. Siren Head, the sound of death. This 40-foot skeletal nightmare with sirens for a head isn't just Henderson's most famous creation, it's a psychological weapon. Created in 2018, Siren Head doesn't just mimic emergency broadcasts, it uses your memories as bait. Imagine hearing your dead mom calling for help in the woods, or your childhood friend who moved away 20 years ago suddenly screaming your name. That's Siren Head's true horror. It knows things it shouldn't. Henderson confirmed multiple exist. They've been here since the 1960s, and they don't eat victims. So why do they kill? Nobody knows. The creator himself said they might be collecting something from human death. Memories? Emotions? Or worse. Those Chicago tornado sirens that went off without warning last year? Henderson posted a cryptic smile emoji when fans asked about it. Make of that what you will. 2. Cartoon Cat. The mistake. Henderson straight up said he regrets creating Cartoon Cat and wishes he could take it back. This cosmic entity wearing a 1930s cartoon skin is his most dangerous creation. Why? Because it operates on cartoon logic in our reality. Giant mallets appearing from nowhere, surviving any injury, stretching impossibly. Except when it hits you, you don't see stars. You die. The lore reveals something worse. Cartoon Cat might be an elder god amusing itself by cosplaying as Felix the Cat. It finds human suffering hilarious, like we're a slapstick comedy show. Henderson dropped hints that every fan art, every mention, every video about it makes it stronger. The creator literally asked people to stop drawing it. But here's the thing. Once you know about Cartoon Cat, you can't help but think about it. And when you think about it, well, Henderson says it notices. 3. Long Horse, the tragic protector plot twist. Long Horse desperately wants to save you. This ancient creature with an infinitely extending horse skull has appeared before every major disaster, trying to warn humanity. Short neck means minor danger, but witnesses describe its vertebrae disappearing into clouds before hurricanes, coiling through entire cities before earthquakes. The heartbreaking part? We run from our protector. Long Horse can't speak, so it nudges people away from danger, blocks deadly paths, points toward safety. One survivor said it gently pushed them back from entering a building that collapsed minutes later. Henderson revealed Long Horse is millions of years old and feels genuine sadness when humans fear it. There's evidence it actively fights other Henderson creatures to protect us. Recently, someone photographed what might be Long Horse's body, an impossibly vast ribcage buried under the Sahara. If true, this thing's been dying to protect us for eons. 4. Big Charlie, the gentle giant. Not all giants want to crush you. Big Charlie is Henderson's most wholesome creation, a massive creature that just vibes in the wilderness. Standing several stories tall with long hair covering its face, Charlie avoids humans but shows curiosity about our stuff. Hikers report finding enormous handprints around their camps. Items moved but not stolen, almost like it's trying to understand us. The beautiful part, Charlie's protective of wildlife. Trail cameras caught it gently moving deer away from forest fires, creating barriers to protect small animals during floods. Henderson says Charlie's been around since prehistoric times, possibly the last of its kind. The tragedy is that Charlie seems lonely. Other posts hint at it looking for others like itself, not understanding it's alone. If you see Big Charlie, Henderson says don't run. Wave. It might wave back. Sometimes monsters just need acknowledgement they exist. The Lamb. False salvation. The lamb corrupts everything sacred about its namesake. This massive entity appears as a wrong lamb. Too many eyes arranged in patterns that trigger migraines, legs that bend in too many places, and a presence that makes religious people physically ill. But here's the insidious part. People feel compelled to follow it. Witnesses describe fighting every instinct while their bodies move toward the lamb against their will. Those who follow are never seen again. Search parties find only bizarre symbols and grass growing in impossible spirals. Henderson's lore suggests the lamb is ancient, possibly what inspired certain biblical warnings about false prophets. It appears most often to the deeply religious, like it's specifically mocking faith. One disturbing detail, children draw pictures of the lamb without ever seeing it, always with the same wrong number of eyes. It's like it exists in collective unconscious, waiting to lead us somewhere unspeakable. Bonesworth, the Undead. Good boy Bonesworth breaks your heart in ways other creatures can't. This skeletal dog still acts like someone's pet, wagging its tailbones, trying to fetch sticks that fall through its ribs, waiting at crosswalks like it was trained. Henderson created the ultimate tragic monster, a loyal dog that doesn't understand it's dead. Witnesses report Bonesworth following them home, sitting outside doors like it's waiting to be let in. The horror comes from realizing it might be your old pet, or anyone's, transformed into this. Henderson hinted Bonesworth isn't unique. There might be thousands, all former pets refusing to stop being good dogs. The creature seems drawn to children, protecting them from other Henderson monsters. One report described Bonesworth fighting off bridgeworms to save a kid. Imagine being saved by a skeleton dog that then tries to lick your face with a tongue it doesn't have. That's Bonesworth. Horrifying, but but heartbreaking. The god of roadkill, nature's revenge. This one made me physically uncomfortable researching. The god of roadkill is what happens when millions of animals die on highways. Their pain coalesces into something that shouldn't exist. This massive entity built from crushed animals, deer heads, raccoon bodies, possums, cats, all fused into a walking monument to vehicular wildlife death. But it's not random roadkill. It's specific animals. Henderson implies it targets drivers who've hit animals and felt nothing. The creature appears on dark highways, forcing cars off roads into trees, creating new roadkill to add to itself. The disturbing part, witnesses hear it crying with voices of every animal that comprises it. Thousands of death cries in unison. Henderson posted statistics about unexplained single-car accidents on rural roads, suggesting this thing's been active since cars were invented. Every heartless driver who's hit an animal and kept going, the god of roadkill remembers. Void Nugget, the reality. Virus, don't let the cute name fool you. Void Nugget might end reality as we know it. These small, black, nugget-shaped entities with disturbing grins exist partially outside our dimension. One Void Nugget is concerning. Problem is, they multiply exponentially. Henderson showed progression images. One nugget becomes 10, becomes 100, becomes thousands. Areas with infestations report reality glitches. People forgetting family members existed. Buildings everyone remembers vanishing. Time moving inconsistently. The horror is their intelligence. They seem to target reality's support structures, shared memories, consistent physics, linear time. Henderson theorized enough void nuggets could unravel existence itself. They're not destroying reality, they're digesting it. The creator posted an ominous message. Check your corners. They like corners. Since then, hundreds report finding these things in room corners. Always smiling, always multiplying. If you see one, it's already too late. Bridge worms. Every bridge you cross, you're basically rolling dice with underground nightmares that have been waiting decades to eat. Bridge worms are Henderson's most patient killers, and honestly, the scariest, because they plan everything. These massive worm things tunnel under roads and bridges for years, slowly eating away at foundations until they decide it's dinner time. We're talking about creatures that architect disasters. That Minneapolis bridge collapse, Guatemala sinkhole that ate a whole street. Henderson's hinted these weren't accidents. Here's what makes them terrifying. They study us. Witnesses describe seeing eyeless faces the size of car hoods poking through cracks in asphalt, just watching traffic. They learn your commute patterns, count how many cars cross daily, calculate the perfect moment for maximum carnage. Henderson said they can feel your car's vibrations from miles underground. The really messed up part? They're not even from Earth originally. All that weird seismic activity near cities lately isn't natural. It's bridge worms expanding territory. So next time your bridge shakes just a little too much, remember something massive is probably down there, deciding whether tonight's finally the night it gets hungry enough to bring everything crashing down. The story doesn't end here. Subscribe to witness the rise of more darkness.